Good morning, boys and girls. How are you all today? Here's Winnie, and as you can see, she's ready to go traveling. Today, Winnie has informed us that she's going to go to China. To China, of all places. And I said, Winnie, we're talking about the Renaissance in Europe. And she said, the Renaissance certainly did take place in Europe in the 1500s and the very beginning of the 1600s, but she said, you don't know what was happening in China at that time. Really, Winnie? And so she's going to go and investigate and find out all about what was happening in China. Oh my goodness. Okay, Winnie, off you go because, oh my goodness. Whoa, what are you doing, Ishmet Pasha? What are you doing here?
Wait a minute. Isn't this the Ottoman Empire?
No, this is Omni's Renaissance class. Now, I know that you were here a few weeks ago to talk about the Ottoman Empire, and it was incredible. I have to say, I don't often pay you compliments because, you know, you're a little full of yourself. But it was absolutely amazing. But you know what? We're talking about the Renaissance, and today we're going to go to China. Did you know that China considered itself the center of the world during the European High and Low Renaissance?
Indeed. In fact, this is why probably we took the wrong turn. You see, in China, they're very cognizant of the times we live in and the fact that we need to miniaturize. You know, mini cars, mini vans. Well, they made a mini carpet, but obviously it has not been perfected yet.
So you were going to go to the Ottoman Empire, and by mistake your carpet brought you to us?
I suppose so. Is this the Omni Learning Center class?
It is, and you know, as I said, we're talking about China. China was an amazing place during the European Renaissance.
Oh, and don't I know it, of course, because I was sent by my Emperor Suleiman to see Zhou Yucheng, the Ming Dynasty Emperor of China, where, by the way, they have one of every 4 people in the world, 125 million people living there in the year 1500 by your calendar.
You know what? It is amazing because I know that China has 1.5 times the number of people that Europe does and is 1.5 times as large as Europe. China is huge. There must have been so much going on there.
Indeed. Now, by the same token, I understand that you claim in the West that you're having a renaissance, that you've made all these wonderful inventions, da-da-da-da-da. Well, what can you tell me about that?
Well, you do know that Gutenberg discovered the printing press. That was amazing. And you know what, boys and girls? Do you think that China, that we in Italy probably discovered spaghetti and pasta?
Listen to that silly young lady, boys and girls. First of all, Gutenberg. Do you know that in China, the printing press was invented hundreds of years before Gutenberg, and we were serving noodles thousands of years before these Italian city-states decided to copy us.
I didn't know that. But in the West, we celebrated art and beautiful drama and exquisite music and architecture and incredible writing. Did you know that, Pasha?
Pish tosh. Nothing. Minor little things. We had calligraphy.
Really?
Yes. And
calligraphy, that beautiful art form of writing?
Yes.
Really?
And we have silk. We have ink painting on silk, which is delicate and beautiful. Not like this, you know, your Michelangelo and all that, and painting with oil.
Well, but what about our explorers? You know that, do you know Marco Polo, 200 years even before the Renaissance, went to China. He was a fantastic Italian explorer.
And madam, do you know that Suleiman the Magnificent, the lawgiver, was descended from the Khans that came to Turkey from China? So we came the other way. And speaking of explorers,
Yes.
I understand that you have that Italian, what is his name, Christopher
Columbus from Genoa.
Yes.
And we have Amerigo Vespucci, who discovered America.
Excuse me. Wrong.
Really?
Wrong.
Oh, no.
We sent out 7 treasure ships in the 1400s, and we landed on the shores of America 30 years before Christopher Columbus was even born. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh, my
lady.
goodness. Well, I have a very close friend, Selma Winefield, and I must admit that she had the most incredible collection of Ming vases and beautiful, beautiful ceramics, which are so beautiful. And she said, of course, she did say they came from China. She did say that. And then I do know, excuse me for trying to interrupt you, but
Then don't.
Oh, no, but I must
But
say.
then you must not. Because you know what? What do you think they call those Ming vases and those cups? They call them China. Ha.
All right,
I wanna hear some more of
all
your
right, Your
Renaissance
Excellency. But
drivel.
I do know that in the West we did copy the China places like that Meissen in Germany
Yes.
and Ireland and England. I know they did copy the Chinese.
Copycat stole your mother's baseball bat. Right, of course.
But I will tell you, I'm going to ask you to excuse me for 1 minute while you talk to the boys and girls, because I, in my goodness, have a beautiful, beautiful gift for the Sultan. Now, let me tell you,
As
Pasha,
well you should.
the gift is
Small.
the gift is not for you. The gift is for your Sultan. So excuse me 1 moment. I'm going to fetch this gift, which you will look after with everything you have in you, and you will be very, very careful with this gift. Will you excuse me for a moment?
As long as you want, because I want to tell the boys and girls something I'll bet they don't know. Do you know one of the most popular drinks in the West is black tea, English breakfast tea, things like that. But you know what? In China, we have been growing tea for years. Of course, we preferred green tea. And in fact, when the English and the Dutch East India Company first came to trade with us, they were trading for green tea. Well, one day, one of these ships from the West came to China to buy tea. And we had a shortage of tea that time. So one of our big tea merchants said, you know what? We've got some old rotting black tea in the back in the shed. Give it to them. Just tell them it's the new style in China. And they did. And you know what, boys and girls? It became more popular than our own green tea. And to this very day, the English, and I suppose others in the West, use what was rotted black tea, and they think it's so much nicer. But I see
yes.
Ms. Renaissance
Your
History is returned.
Your Excellency. Now,
Very Excellency, please.
now, please.
Excuse me. Very Excellency.
All right. Very excellent.
Oh, very good. Here's a nice
Just
cup.
gently.
Oh, quiet.
That is beautiful.
Ugh,
I must say.
Black tea. Ugh.
But this is a beautiful Chinese teacup.
And I am a beautiful emissary of the Sultan.
Please know that has gold leaf. It is very expensive and very, very delicate. So it must be beautifully wrapped. That's the first thing. And then here is this gorgeous teapot, which is from China, that I am sending to Your Excellency.
I see
The
that you
Sultan.
also handed me a letter that says, I expect dear Sultan Suleiman, that you will send me a receipt proving that you received this tea. What is this, a lack of trust in a very excellent emissary from the Ottoman Empire?
I will hold this right before you drop it. I'm going to put it in a very safe place so that we can wrap it, pack it, and you can take it to His Excellency the Sultan.
One other thing, however, that you have not mentioned
What is that?
is that during your so-called Renaissance in the West, we built parts of the Great Wall, which, by the way, is the only man-made structure on Earth that can be seen from space. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Aren't you something?
I did know that. You know what? I'm a history teacher, so I know quite a lot. Now, it is time for us to go. I have to see that Winnie, our little dog Winnie, is actually going to China. She has a little passport and everything, and I've got to get her ready to go on the plane. So, might I say, Salam Alaikum.
Alaikum salam. And I best get my mini carpet again. Off we go! Off we go! Bye, boys and girls!
Oh, that Pasha is so full of himself. He thinks he knows everything, but he's very enjoyable when he visits. Now, boys and girls, I hope you have a wonderful week. I miss you very, very much, but at this time, I'm sending you love and many hugs. Bye-bye.